What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn claps back at Tyson Fury for the things that Tyson Fury said in his recent interview. He said that Eddie Hearn was never a champion, okay? And this is what Eddie Hearn said, okay? Because he pretty much reiterated what Tyson Fury said and his own classic response, okay? Here we go. He said Eddie Hearn isn't a champion. Well, obviously, I'm a promoter, says Eddie. I'll tell you one thing me and Tyson Fury have got in common, though. We've both got the same amount of heavyweight title defenses, absolutely zero. Eddie Hearn to IFL TV. Ooh, Sly Eddie. Look, Eddie Hearn, Tyson Fury took it there, because it's like people talk about Eddie Hearn as though he's a fighter, as though he been in the ring, as though he was an amateur or something. Like they give him a lot of exposure, right? They give him a lot of exposure as though he's more than a promoter. At the end of the day, he's just a promoter that works for fighters to get these fighters the fights that they want. Okay? He's never had a problem with money or things like that. Not with money, financial-wise. But Tyson Fury, it's funny that he did go off on Eddie Hearn like he did. And he did point out the fact, like I counterpunched yesterday, that, hey, Tyson Fury, he begged me to sign with him. Well, no, he refused to sign with you, okay, because you wanted fights that he didn't want to pay for. Now, that's the truth. That's what happened. Now, he could have signed him. Yeah, he could have. And he said he wished he would have, knowing what he knew. But the type of fights Tyson Fury wanted, he didn't want to sign him because he didn't want to fork out that type of money. And if you look at Tyson Fury's fights that he did receive when he got the ESPN, the Tom Swartz, the Otto Vitelines, those fights were trash. And what I mean trash in popularity. They were exciting fights, but they didn't make any money. They had to give away a lot of tickets. Okay? They undersold. So, yeah, ESPN lost money on Tyson Fury. So imagine if that was Tyson Fury with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn would have had a bad experience for Tyson Fury. And it would have been exactly what I thought it was going to be. It would have been a situation where Eddie Hearn would have viewed this year of that. Actually, that would have probably been the Pianettas and the Safaris. He would have looked at it like, okay, well, hey, you got to fight somebody, right? And if they couldn't get the Wilder fight, and matter of fact, I don't even know if they would have got the Wilder fight simply because Tyson Fury was with Eddie Hearn, and then Eddie Hearn and Shelly Finkel didn't get along. So if you look at everything like that, the right thing happened. He went with Frank Warren because Frank Warren didn't have the same type of relationship with Shelly Finkel that Shelly Finkel had with Eddie Hearn. Okay? And since Shelly Finkel had a problem with Eddie Hearn, Deontay Wilder had a problem with Eddie Hearn, especially the comments that Eddie Hearn said about Deontay Wilder, because back then he was little known. He was the baby champion. He was the guy that didn't really fight anybody. He was the guy that got the belt that fought someone that didn't even fight anyone to get the belt, which was the WBC. So a lot of things happened at that time between these guys, and they were rivals, and nobody wanted to be better than the other one. I think it was a competition in play without fighting wise on a competition level. It was more about competition of who had what and why. Okay, so Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearn, it was a good thing that they didn't come together. But he did take it there, and he thought, and he said that Eddie Hearn is a proper northern wanker. I think that's what that was. And I don't know what that means. Somebody please tell me, right? But, it didn't sound well. You know what I mean? But, Eddie Hearn, did say something that made a lot of sense, because Tyson Fury has of yet, defended any title whatsoever. He's a two-time champion that had no title defenses whatsoever. This will be the first time. And then people think that he won't even fight. People think that he will call out. It's been pushed back. Okay, so, as of now, Eddie Hearn is absolutely correct up until October 9th. So, but I mean, he took it there. Eddie Hearn responded. He left that door wide open. He did. He left that counter wide open. You know what I mean? He threw a lazy jab and got caught straight with the right hand. And the right hand was And Tyson Fury had 0 title defenses. Classic. Again, you guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn's response. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.